Hi, welcome to web design project of Leeds Martial Arts. This is a list of suggestions how you can use this video. So we have been working on the index file, and we realized that hey, actually we also need color, right, to see your client before you do the before you do this. You need a color scheme for your website, and we did a lot of visual research, and we chose this, and obviously it's a black color scheme, right? Dark color scheme, sorry. And then with a lot of orange colors and all that. So we came out with our own color scheme. You can use color generator to you choose, or you can use the color theories you learn to come up with something. You can even look at people's website. So we are going to download what I have created into color palette here, and then we're going to talk about how to create your own color palette. Okay, so you can go to the website, which we have been working on. And then color palette, okay, is here under step 1. So save this as, save into your folder 12, 1, 2. And let's open this in, you should spend, oops, sorry, I shouldn't do that. Let me delete this. I should actually actually open it up and drag the content of the zip file to this folder. Okay, so there are a couple of files I want to talk about. The first file is why Photoshop 8-bit is different from the JPEG 8-bit. Okay, when you talk about 8-bit file in Photoshop, they are actually talking about per channel bit width. In Photoshop has 3 channels, so that is actually 24-bit, right? If you calculate all that, so it's like millions of colors. Okay. Whilst the 8-bit on a VGA monitor or 8-bit on a JPEG file is actually 8-bit is 256 colors. Okay, so they are different things. All right. So when you choose Photoshop 8-bit, it is actually 16 million colors. Whilst you choose JPEG or VGA 8-bit, is actually 256 colors. Okay, so yeah, it's kind of confusing. And then I'm not even going to talk about TV. Okay. All right, so I have a color palette. I'm going to open it in Photoshop, and you should, so let me open it in Photoshop. So now I have my index file open and my color palette open. So this is what I created, okay? Just make sure that I don't select anything first. So I'm going to do a view. Sorry, I'm going to do a select, deselect layers, so I would not accidentally mess up anything. So how to create this? Okay, this is a file of 300 times 550. So you can always do a file new. 300 pixels times 550 pixels and 300 pixels per inch. Okay, so you can create a file like this, and then you want to draw things on it, but to draw things on it, you have to use something like a guide, but guide is too troublesome, so I'm going to create something called a grid. So let me just view fit on screen. I'm not going to create a thing from scratch, but yeah, maybe I should just create from scratch. So if you go to view, I'm not going to finish. I'm going to show you how to do this, but I'm not going to create from scratch. So there is something called grid, okay, which is different from guide. So if you say view show grid is like a graph paper. they're going to create some kind of grid for you. And let's say I want a graph paper of 25 pixels times 25 pixels. Graph paper, okay? So I can go to view, grid, right? And then you go to edit, preferences, guides, grid, and slices. And then you go to grid here and say I want every grid, every box to be 25 pixels. And no subdivision, just one. Okay, 25, 1. So you have a graph paper. Now, if you want to draw a rectangle, sorry, that's gradient. Draw a rectangle too. Just make sure your rectangle, let's say you like some kind of color. Okay. No stroke. What field do you like? You can key in the value here. Let's say you like this one. Of course, you can choose. Let's say you like this color. You can just come here and draw a rectangle. And then you can use move tool to move them. So you can move the move tool, and then you can start changing colors. Let's say, so you created a bunch of rectangles. So if you want to change the color here, you can also come here. Let's say you want to choose orange. Okay, more like third color. Okay, let's say you like this, you can change this, and then you can move to click something to deselect it. Come here, you want to choose, let's say, you can blend or you can choose. Let's say you like green, and so on and so forth. And then after you finish, you can just save this as, save it into your CTEM, Web Design 2026, 12 color palette, and then you name it my, okay. So you have a color palette to work with, to choose, to change. I'm not going to finish, okay, because I already have examples, so I'm just going to close this. And you can work on yours later, but this is what I chose, right? So this is a color palette I did. So if you choose each one, you can actually see the color, and you can find out the value of the color. Okay, so I have saved all the value. Oops, don't do that. I may have done something wrong. Okay, I'm going to close this. Okay, of course you can export the color palette later as JPEG, you know, to for reference and all the good stuff. But I'm not going to go on. So this is the color palette I've created. Okay, if you view show grid, you can see that exactly I used the grid. If you don't like, just switch off the grid. So you need all the color code. So I copy all the color code. So I copy all the color code and save it into the notes. So these are the color code we are going to use for our website. So we finished the guide. We did that. So I'm going to replace it with color code. So these are the color code we are going to create our website with. Okay. And the background is going to be dark gray or black. And then so you should have some idea, like the blue, the colors here can be used here. The yellow and the orange can the navigation can be orange on top, and the yellows can be used for banner and so on and so forth. Okay, so we're going to do that, And yeah, we finished the color palette. You can export it for the later use. So let me close this. I'm not going to save my file because that's a pretty decent file. Okay, now we can move back to so you should create your file for your own project. And but for this example, I have already given you the color palette, so you should use the color palette here, and you should not use the one you have just created. You should use the color palette that I've given to you. But for your own project, you will need to create your own color palette. Let me delete this my color palette so that I won't confuse myself later. But for your own project, you need to create your own color scheme. Okay. All right. So that's a good place to stop. In the next video, we're going to start working on with the index file. Okay. Thanks for watching. See you soon.